experience?
Yes.
Adrian. Adrian. Adrian.
Oh, one of the tricks that I just discovered is if you hold down Shift
Uh-huh.
and double click on the token of the character, it will bring up the character sheet.
Hey, I like it. Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
yeah,
Okay. Very cool. I'm all on
yeah.
top of that. Oh, I should show you what I was doing last week. But that would require me getting up, and I'm trapped now.
Were you painting miniatures?
No, I was building Legos.
Ooh.
New Legos.
I was thinking that Legos are like the perfect thing to do like a battle map out of. Like if you want a complex structure.
I have seen where they would, game stores have taken pictures, like the one near me, where they'd get a paper grid mat that you can basically buy for like $5 on Amazon,
Right.
where it's gridded and they just plop their tiles and stuff down on top of it. But then they'd use Lego miniatures, Lego minifigures as their guys, and they just
That's
run their guys
cool.
around. And of course, you can give your guys equipment and all this stuff, so it's
Right,
perfectly
right.
reasonable to track your stuff.
Yeah. That's cool.
And it's super cheap, unlike Reaper, where it's like a $5
Right.
piece of metal that you'll never be able to customize unless you're willing to try to bend it around. And after you paint it,
Right.
it's done forever. But okay, so she got 3. That's good. From what I don't know, except maybe all characters doing stuff, discoveries, and that kind of thing.
I was trying to think of some way she could gain experience for the session before last one, but she
Yeah.
wasn't there.
Okay.
And
All right. Well, that's not a problem.
yeah, Rainbow is at 6 experience,
Cool.
which I'm kind of debating whether at the end of every session I'm just going through and adding experience for you guys, or
I think if we do it ourselves, then we're more likely to actually pick skills and stuff.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it would be not great if we showed up like 5 weeks later and realized, oh, we've just suddenly gained 2 levels and we forgot to, which I obviously did multiple times with Bertok. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, at least I wasn't like upping my constitution or something automatically, or having that updated
right,
automatically. So I
right.
still suffered if I didn't update it.
Trying to think what we could do in the interior. Um,
Between us sitting here right now and then Rainbell showing up.
yeah,
Okay. Have you heard from him? Is he going to show up?
I haven't heard that he's not coming,
Okay.
so
But we haven't heard that he
that's
is. So, but yeah, that was also another thing I wanted to discuss eventually was June. My dad's trying to do hikes and stuff. And it'd be nice to be able to work around those ahead of time in
right,
case. So I don't show up on Friday saying, hey, I can't show up tomorrow. I'm going up a mountain with my dad. Because I
right,
hate it.
right,
I
right.
hated
Yeah,
doing that to you guys last time. It was like, ah. And I know he was like, no, don't apologize. Let's just play while we can. I'm like, okay, okay. So, but The bottle. What happened? Oh, I thought I worked on that bottle that you were... See, I had a
Oh,
bottle.
oh, did you?
I
Cool.
found it, and I was going to do a small alpha blend thing on it, but I just kind of put it off.
Oh,
Per my usual thing. Open recent sorcerer girl. New poster recovered. What's this? Nope. That is nothing. Yeah, I apparently tried doing it at work and then got distracted. I think that was the reason I don't have it here.
all right.
But I think I could easily just do it as well. Because it was a simple glass bottle on a white background that I can
Oh,
cut out. Bottle.com is a bad... They're trying to sell me drugs. I think I will go to Google and type bottle.
and I'll put mine up so we can compare.
Okay. Yeah, here it
Bottle,
is.
bottle, bottle, bottle.
Oh, that was the one I was looking at. And that was amazingly gigantic, and I love it. I want to get the full size. Board oaks. Okay. Then I want to select and double click and delete. And then I want to mask. Oops. And I want to select. And I want to feather. No, I want to come back here. I bottled my stuff last night, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Stuff I've been working on for the last 2 months. I couldn't get my local supplier to get me the chemicals that I needed, so I decided, I'm just going to do this. I tasted it, and it's, as far as I know, because I never had red wine in my life, it was fine. So, yay. I'm quite happy.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cool hobby to get into, really.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It is very fun.
I'm given the price of
Hello.
absinthe. I'm personally tempted to try and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
bottle my own.
Wow. That's
So I don't know.
risky. When you do distilling, it gets a lot more risky as far as coming up with deadly alcohol instead of just typical ethanol.
Right, right.
Come on. Come on. I've been watching The Godfather for the last 2 days. Have you seen
You've
it?
never seen it?
I never saw it.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was fascinating, at least the first one. I'm about a quarter of the way through the second one, but then I look at it and I'm like, the second one's the one that you got to really marathon because it's like a 4-hour movie. Yeah, I'll be here a while, but I'll do it. Because these brothers that do the podcast that Vicky listens to all the time, they said in their I don't know if it was a recent podcast of theirs, but they were talking about The Godfather and how the younger one is just seeing it for the first time and the older one is like, yeah, my opinion is the first two are the best movies of any genre for all time, and the third one is one you never actually want to go see because it's terrible, just terrible.
Huh.
And I'm
Weird.
like, that's interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'll give it a shot. I mean, I've never seen it just because it was one of those that we just didn't see, you know.
Hmm.
One for the sake of R rating and the other for the sake of I don't know what. It was like the quintessential movie that you never want your kids to see. And why, I don't know now. Because I'm watching it now and I'm like, so what's wrong with this movie other than the fact that guys getting shot up in cars and blood splattering on windshields is like terribly violent?
Yeah. I mean, it's not exactly something you don't encounter in other movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So feather. Going to feather by 5. And I'm going to fill with black. No, I'm going to fill with very, very light gray.
Various shades of gray.
Yeah. That's it. Now I'm going to also run a, come on.
Brilliant.
Go even lighter gray. Oh, come on. No. Super light gray and fill with this. And that should kind of maybe do it, I think. No, that's bad. That's very bad. That's very, very bad. Edit, fill, color, way light gray. Yeah. That actually kind of worked right there. Oh, cool. Okay. Delete, and then I need to crop. Do you want this to be a square token?
No, it doesn't have to be square.
Okay.
We're not working with a grid for most of the maps anymore, so.
Yeah.
Although it does help for it to be approximately the size of the object.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of transparent border around it.
Ah. Yeah. I want to also resize this from 3,000 pixels to like not as many pixels.
That's always a good idea.
And then save it as PNG.
That's what I've been doing recently. How small can I make these and still have it be okay?
Right. Roll 20. I'm gonna see what happens if I try to log into Roll20. on 2 different browsers.
You're gonna break it.
I know. I'm kind of scared. Because this will allow me to just upload it as is. Green bottle. Bottle. There it is. Okay, and then GM overlay, I'll just drop it into GM overlay.
Okie dokie.
Here it comes. Wheatley in a lantern.
Whoa! I'm gonna move it.
Okay.
I'm gonna move.
Come back, John. Hello. I think it broke. I'm going to reconnect because I think I broke myself. Yes, I fixed it. That's funny. Is that not transparent enough?
Could be a hair more transparent, maybe, but I think it's all right.
Let me go ahead and make it so.
Make it so. Oh, somebody on YouTube did an analysis of does Jean-Luc Picard have a tea addiction?
Yes, he does. In my opinion, that's a very good. Edit, fill, color. Okay, I'm doing something even cooler. I hope.
Okay.
Image size. We'll do it 500, no, 400. And I'm going to save as PNG. Oh. File save as PNG. Is there a way to snap images to each other?
You should be able to import them as different layers and then manipulate them.
Okay, let me try something. Be right back.
Oh, did you do in the back and the front half?
I'm hoping to, yes.
Cool.
There's the regular bottle,
Yeah.
which is a little more transparent.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking if we take the merperson and bring him to the front, like so.
Give it a little turn so my arm sticks in.
Yeah. Right. But then I want to drag in this thing. No, it's a little bit too lightweight.
Looks pretty good like that, though.
But it kind of tints her green.
True. Oh, nice.
So, I don't know. It requires grabbing 3 things instead of 2.
Yeah, you can group things together, but it's kind of iffy whether they actually move together or not.
I see.
So, and Chromium, I don't like you because you keep flickering on me. Like my whole screen is actually flickering.
Do you have the picture of the mermaid that I can just drop into Photoshop and do?
Yes, I do. How do I get it to you?
Just, I don't know.
I can email it to you.
Or, yeah, email works.
Oh no, I'll drop it in the Discord.
Okay.
Go away.
Oh yeah, Discord, that would work.
Oop.
I will delete my pictures here.
Boom. Sean, desktop, DWPNGs.
Now, do you want this bottle to be squat and short, or? Actually, I'm just gonna make it so.
Okay, make it so. Ah, I dropped it in the wrong one. Yeah. 20. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I need to start up Discord. It's apparently not auto-starting on my laptop anymore.
There we go.
Update? There's an update to Discord? I wonder what it is they are offering.
Yeah.
Oh, my head hurts. Ah! There's a burly person.
Scald Grimskull?
Mm-hmm.
Scald Grimskull. The scourge of the seas.
Stream mode enabled. Aha. Merperson. Merhuman. Come along. Fly off walks. Perfect. This is exactly how I want it. Pictures. Postpone for 10 minusov. Okay. Blue merm. Hi, blue merm. Cool. Okay. Save. All right. Save as merperson. Bottle short.
Well, this session's off to a running start.
Isn't it though?
It's kind of amusing because I was thinking that this whole mermaid war thing
Oh yeah.
would take 3 sessions top, and then it would be over with.
Right.
And I don't exactly know, if that's my fault for not thinking it would take. I was wondering whether to have the war be concluded over the 1 year time skip, but then I was like, no, that's stupid. Just to say it's over with. I like it. I could go with that, yeah.
And there's the tall one.
Cool.
Yeah, now Scald has both fists in this bottle.
Okay. Alright, well, let's say that Greenbell is off doing something. Maybe he's trying to find out where that person is that his skull came from.
Yeah, and we'll let him wander off into the jungle if it comes to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He'll go the way of Ivan.
Let's get rid of the. I don't want to get rid of. Yeah. Let's say the. I don't know. I do like the green bottle, so let's say the gnomes are off making the green bottle.
Okay. All right.
They're slaving throughout the night to make the green bottle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then in the morning, does Adrian have any skills that she could use to, teleport the merperson inside the bottle?
That's going to be an issue, yeah. But first of all, though, you guys are going to have to keep watch to make sure this merperson doesn't actually escape during the night.
Okay.
Or nothing happens to the merperson.
Yeah.
So, why don't we decide on a watch order between Bertok and Adrian? Rainbell is off somewhere doing something.
Sure. Sure. Bertok will take first watch since he knows how.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me
Roll.
reconnect really fast. I'm still a GM and I still see you moving things around. So
Okay.
before I cheat, like I usually do. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Bertok's taking first watch. Adrian will take second. What do we need to roll for taking watch? I forgot. Maybe I should just look. Wisdom. All right. All right.
There you are. Hi.
Hi. Bertok takes watch.
All righty. Okay. Bertok, as you keep watch for this merperson to make sure it survives and doesn't escape, you will notice a crowd of angry commoners has slowly started to gather around the captured merperson.
Yes.
They're muttering angrily at the captured sea devil that you guys have gotten, and they're hefting rocks and pitchforks.
Okay, I assume Adrian, having fallen asleep, will have released her prestidigitation spell to make it appear like a child on a swing.
Yes, it is now a child in a. Actually, it reverted back to a merperson in a net.
So it wasn't able to hold its form.
It has used up its shape shifting.
Okay.
For now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's back to a merperson.
All right. I will be slouched against the brick wall of the shop outside. My flail across my knees as I doze in and out. And just barely too late, I notice this crowd gathering, and I push myself up from the wall and step forward and confront the oncoming crowd and say, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
We want to kill the sea devil.
This is my prisoner. You're not to touch it. We have strict orders to save it for the magistrate when they awaken. No, we have strict orders from Lady Blackadder that we're not to kill it until she's had time to interrogate it, I think. I mutter under my breath. I hope this works.
One of the villagers will lob a rock at the merperson bound in the net.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the others will follow suit and throw their cobblestones and beer mugs.
Stop it, I say, I yell as I push through into the crowd and start elbowing people left and right, pushing them down to the ground and causing a ruckus.
Okay. Let's see. You can hack and slash against the crowd. You could defend the merperson.
Defend means that they have a chance of dodging, right? It's like a plus.
Defend.
It's like a +1 to defy danger or something.
That is aid or interfere. Defend is. You can spend you gain either 3 or 1 hold. and then spending a hold, you can have the attack's damage. You can deal damage to the attacker equal to your level, which is considerable at this point.
Okay.
And that roll is a count.
Okay. I need to turn your volume a little bit down, just slightly. I need to decide. Let's go ahead and defend.
Okay.
I'll take an 8, and I will.
It seems like that table there is not ended properly. But okay, you take an 8. Great. So you gain 1 hold, and how do you want to spend it?
I want to have the attack's damage. It just seems like what I'm trying to accomplish without causing too many problems against the crowd.
Okay, sure.
Basically, I want to try to like swing my flail or hold up a shield that I found somewhere suddenly and like block the rocks that are flying in toward this creature.
Sure. So the merperson will be crying out as these missiles hit it. You will stand there underneath with your flail and your shield and block several of the missiles that are incoming.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd will mutter,
mermaid lover. Why did we ever let him into our city if he's just going to turn on us like this? Don't they know? He was the one that drug him here in the first place. Yeah, I heard he stole something from them, and that's why they're after us.
They wouldn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no way they would know that.
Okay.
The muttering crowd will gradually disperse, and with a few angry looks at the sea devil, and will dissipate back to their dens and their ale houses.
Yeah.
Okay, you successfully keep watch through the rest of the night.
Okay.
Through the rest of your watch.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian
wakes up. Bertok steps her for like he spends 20 minutes of his watch stepping her through the process of keeping watch and how she's supposed to stay awake. He will not mention the previous ruckus from before. And he will say, and make sure no one attacks this thing. We're trying to cause as little damage as possible from land to sea relations between our two peoples or something. I understand, she says. She is part of the party now, right?
Yes, she helped last session with the illusion that she cast.
Okay. All right. Makes sense? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it makes sense to me. And he will pat her on the shoulder and then hobble off to bed. She rolls. She stands, resolute, her staff halberd thing stuck into the ground, and looks up at the merperson and successfully keeps watch all evening long.
All right, Adrian is going to see the merperson look around carefully.
Mm-hmm.
and then concentrate and morph itself into a sea serpent that slithers through the ropes, the gaps in the net, and
Oh,
plops to the
yeah.
ground.
Adrian will immediately yell for Bertok and everyone else in the shop.
Yep.
Say, it's getting out. It's escaping. Immediately, everyone tumbles out of bed. No, I don't know what happens.
Yeah, you can alert your party with that.
I mean, Bertok
With it.
is immediately up and out, and they both at the same time try to corner the thing to keep it from escaping.
Okay.
Although I imagine out of water, it's not able to move very easily.
No, it's going to slowly kind of flop down the street, and it's not a very successful. It's not a very efficient morph to be in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Bertok will run after it and pick up a nearby scoop shovel and try to shovel it back toward the net. Assuming it hasn't become so monstrous that it's completely unreasonably large.
no, it's like 4 feet long or so.
Okay.
Yeah, not very big.
Yeah.
It will turn on you, Bertok, and strike you with its teeth.
No! Block.
Its long, venomous fangs will sink into your hand, arm, doing 4 damage to you, Bertok.
Ah. Well, thankfully I have enough armor. I just let it sink its teeth against my metal armor gauntlet thing. It breaks a tooth, I think. Yeah.
You do have that much armor, that's true. Okay. Yeah, the snake will shake its head in puzzlement and hiss at you, Bertok. What do you do?
I will shove it back away. And then with my other, do I still have two hands? Yes, I have my robot hand now. I grab it around the neck with my robot hand and hold it away at arm's length, which isn't very long for a halfling. But I immediately stride down the street with it.
Make a dexterity defy danger.
Yeah. How does 8 look for you?
Okay. Eight is a success. You manage to grab it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of weave in and out and get it. Finally, pin it by the head.
Okay.
Great. So you have it down by your mechanical hand.
Yes.
Adrian, what do you do while this is going on?
I'm looking. I'm trying to come up with something interesting. Yeah. I'm suddenly pulling black cards out of my deck. Black sorcery cards. I wonder what I can find. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand and draw a card. She summons a illusion that there are rats coming out of the sewers.
By the way,
Yes.
you have had time to prepare your spells again, Adrian.
Okay. Yeah.
What 2 spells of the level 1 spells you have do you actually prepare?
Oh, let me look. Agatha, no. I want Adrian. But Adrian is at the bottom for some reason. I can prepare to?
Yes.
I am confused by this system. This is the one thing I have to learn about spells. Okay. Cantrips are automatically prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to have prepared charm person and invisibility.
Okay. Cool. Just so I know, and if you suddenly like pull out, I cast alarm, then I can be like, yeah, you didn't prepare that.
Right.
Okay. So charm person and invisibility. All right. Cool. So Adrian, what are you up to?
I would like to cast charm as just a thing upon the merperson serpent thing.
Okay. Cool.
And try to convince it to calm down.
Cool.
Yeah. Spell effect, spell book. Is the spell book the one I want?
You want, well, first of all, we have to cast the spell. And then spell effect, you can select which spell you want to do.
Cast person, charm person, cast person. Do I have a chance of failing this?
You do need to cast spell to see if
where is
that
cast?
Spell effect.
Oh, there it is.
Happens. There we go. Wow. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all.
All right.
Nice.
I wonder if we can roll that dice roll up into spell effect as just a thing. Is that possible?
Potentially. Although it technically should be the other way around. You cast the spell, and then whatever spell effect you have prepared can be done. That makes sense.
Right, but I'm just thinking if we bake the 2d6 plus wisdom into each spell effect that we select. So I'm I want to try to cast charm person. Here's the cast. Here's what happens when it works. And it will automatically show that, but if it doesn't work, then we just assume something else happened.
Right.
So that's my thought, but that's for a later date. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a touch spell? Does it matter?
It is the person you touch while casting this spell. Yes.
Okay, so I will quickly kneel down next to the serpent, and I will lay my hands upon its scaly, slimy head and whisper, "Calm down. Come with us." Bertok is holding it aloft. Its tail is going like this, and it immediately just... Bertok is like, "Very nice." And they both trudge off back up the street. Bertok tightens the net around the serpent again. It immediately falls back out, but it is becalmed. So he picks it up and... I have an idea. No, I don't. Never mind.
The charmed serpent turns back into the merperson as Bertok is holding it. He is smushed by the weight of...
He yells and struggles.
Of the voluptuous merperson.
Right. Yeah. And he's like, I can't decide whether I like or hate this. He says in a muffled voice as his face presses to the mermaid's cleavage. Adrian rolls
She
her
is
eyes.
the I guess mermaid at this point. Looks up to Adrian and says, "You have to help me get back to my people. Please. You're my friend, right?"
I am your friend. Why would I help you? No. um, now I gotta think. I am your friend. I will help you just as soon as we get what we want. Don't worry. We'll get you to your people. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Stroke, stroke, calm, calm. That's right. Go to sleep. Bertok ties the last corner of the net back up as he shoves the mermaid off and hauls her into the net.
We're keeping you in this net to protect you.
Oh, she says in a half sleepy voice. That's nice.
All right. So dawn's light is breaking. And down this street towards you guys will come bustling Richard Jr.
Yeah. Bertok. Does he go back to bed before this happens? I don't know. I'd say he stays up. He stays up. That's my state of the day.
Puffing and puffing down the street, Richard Jr. comes.
Hey, Richard Jr. Which one are you? Richard Jr. the 5th or Richard Jr. the 2nd? Because I think we killed the first Richard Jr. at some point.
No, Richard Jr. is still alive.
Wow.
Astonishing. I know, yes. He's wiping sweat from his brow. The other gnomes sent me to tell you that the bottle's done.
Yeah, the bottle, I exclaim in excitement. I think Rainbow would be pretty excited about this, but he left. Maybe we can bottle the mermaid up and have it ready when he gets back.
Here it comes, he says, and points down the street.
Like 5 gnomes are carrying it on their shoulders like a casket or a battering ram. like 5 pallbearers. Richard goes and joins them and makes it an even 6.
Off in the distance, you guys see a cart manned by gnomes.
Oh, it's just a cart.
And pulled by a donkey. In the back of the cart, is jumping and bouncing around, is an enormous bottle they have spent the night making for you guys.
Yay! They all cheer as they see the mermaid strung up in this net, and 5 of them jump off. No, not 5. 2 of them jump off and run up and say, "It's coming, it's coming!" And they immediately start pulling the donkey, the harnesses around the donkey, to slow it up. As one last pothole catches the back of the wagon, the back wheel of the wagon, and it threatens to bounce the bottle out and shatter it on the ground.
As the cart comes nearer and nearer, you realize the donkey is completely out of control. The gnomes are trying to stop the cart. They're jumping off, abandoning ship.
Oh, boy.
The donkey is coming down the street as fast as it can. Its eyes are wide. And the cart is coming.
Adrian casts another charm person.
All right. Man, she's good at that.
Against the donkey.
Okay.
and tells it to calm the heck down.
Nice. All right. Um.
Basically, she throws her halberd aside, grabs onto the donkey, and hauls back on the harness. It gives one buck and then lands, and then the bottle, however, not discern realities. Dang, I'm good at this. The bottle, however, stands up on end inside the cart from the sudden stop, and threatens to tumble over the back of the donkey.
Okay. Bertok, what do you do about all this?
I want to defy danger with wisdom. Yeah, I see the bottle toppling, and I immediately jump forward to catch it.
Okay.
Grabbing it around its girth with both of my arms.
Alright, that's probably a strength check. Defy danger?
Yeah. It squashes me. I land. It doesn't break, but I am squashed by it. And muffle a yell for help. Wow, that's the first time I've failed a strength check in months.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, look at the roll part of it. Look at the random part of it. 1 plus 2.
No.
That's
I
terrible.
know that's okay. No, here we go. The bottle does smush you, Bertok.
Yeah.
For
Dang. That's.
damage, man.
I yell, "What the heck did you put in this thing? How in the world? What did you make this out of? Lead?"
And then the bottle goes rolling down the street.
Clatter, 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 clatter. Clatter.
It's heading towards the end of the docks.
Adrian yells and, releasing the donkey, dashes after the bottle to try to catch it.
All right. Go, Adrian.
And grabs it. Her stature significantly taller, she is able to capture it.
And stop it rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just sticks her foot
Cool.
in front of it.
Yeah.
And it teeters off and tumbles into a patch of weeds on the side of the road.
The bottle is safe. Yes. Good job, guys.
I think the bottle needs to make a roll against falling damage, like a Constitution check. The bottle needs to make a Constitution check
The bottle has no constitution.
to see if it shatters. I mean, all this bouncing. The flagstone attacks the bottle.
Congratulations. The bottle shatters.
Oh, no. Bertok rolls over just in time to see it split into 5 separate giant shattered pieces.
No, I don't like the bottle breaking. I want you to get okay.
Okay, it doesn't break then. Never mind. You can call it if you want.
The gigantic bottle manages to survive. A couple scratches in it, but it's otherwise serviceable.
Right. The 4 gnomes that are remaining jump off the cart, which immediately. Well, no, never mind.
The donkey is nuzzling Adrian. Oh.
Yeah, the donkey follows her to the docks, dragging the entire cart with it. The 4 gnomes that are still on the cart yell and beg the donkey to stop. And they say, "Let us untie it first. Good grief." And they tumble off, and 2 of them haul the bottle back up to the net, while the other two proceed to untie the donkey. Adrian adopts the donkey.
Yeah.
She leads it back to the shop and harnesses it to a hitching post outside the door, which we happen to have, apparently.
Yes.
And meanwhile, the gnomes are setting the bottle up beneath the net. Oh, I have the best picture of what happens. Yeah.
And they start a bucket brigade to bring up seawater to start to fill up the bottle.
Yeah. 3 of them stand up against the bottle because they're so short. It takes 3 of them to get to the mouth of the bottle. And like, up, dump.
Yeah. That takes a while. Eventually, the bottle is filled with seawater.
Does the mermaid actually notice this and is becoming very agitated as a result?
Well, the mermaid is still charmed by Adrian. It hasn't taken damage or seen anything that would make it think otherwise. So it's still...
That's awesome. Okay. As soon as the bottle is full enough, the gnome on top begins to get down, but Bertok holds up his hand and says, wait, I need you to do one more thing for me. Well, 2 more things. And he walks up and, tilting up on his tiptoes with the other gnome bending down, he whispers something, and the gnome giggles maniacally, and Bertok hands off a dagger to the gnome. Immediately, the gnome begins sawing at the ropes underneath the net. The merperson, pacified, eventually just slips through the jagged gash made in the net and goes tail first into the bottleneck, plugging it from the top. And then, what I'm picturing is all 6 gnomes with big wooden mallets in a circle, just ding, ding, ding. Hammer.
You guys are so mean.
Thump, 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 thump. Like the you know how the circus people do the tent pegs for the circus tent, where it's like 4 guys in a circle that hammer on one peg and it goes wham, 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 wham.
That sounds so weird out of context, but yes.
Yeah, that's basically what it looks like, except 6 gnomes hammering a mermaid into a bottle.
Okay. Your hammering of the merperson into the bottle will dispel the charm person.
I know.
Okay. Eventually, the hammering will force the merperson into the bottle of seawater. Yes.
Right.
She will rage and rant at you guys.
Blink against the glass and bare her teeth and transform into a serpent again and try to get out the top.
Now, here's the question, guys. Did you make a top for this? Or do we have to find a...
Richard Jr. rolls for wisdom. Did he make a cork? Yeah, but we forgot it. down at the wood shop.
When I had a merperson in a bottle. La, da, 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 coming down the street from the direction of where the gnomes came from will be a very irritated looking man holding a piece of paper in his hand.
Bertok notices this guy coming, and glances back at the gnomes and said, "Okay, what did you do? This guy doesn't look happy at all."
They all hide behind Richard Jr.
He hides behind a bush. What did you do?
We borrowed his facilities to make the bottle.
Borrowed how?
We found the door ajar in the middle of the night and went in and started up his glass furnace, and then we blew the bottle, and then we brought it here.
Did you steal the glass from him? Did you use any of his coal? Did you pay him back? Did you leave money for him? We're trying to get a good reputation in this town. This is our town now.
We forgot to pick up any money for the bottle, so we left a note saying that we owed him something. Right?
Bertok will stomp into the shop, muttering under his breath, the door banging on its hinges, and will emerge moments later with a modestly sized sack of gold. He will walk up to the man who is still raging furiously, roll his eyes, and say, "Here it is. Pardon my gnomes. They had no right."
Well, I hope you keep those menaces under a close watch from now on.
Yeah, I will. I lie.
Well, he kind of gauges the bag by the feel of how heavy it is. Well, thank you, good sir. It is nice doing business with you. It's not nice doing business with those jerks down there.
I heartily agree. And I glare back at the gnomes, who all cower even lower behind the bush, and Richard Jr. Right.
The angry expression will leave the guy's face. He will tip his hood to you, Bertok, and whistle back up the road. Sorry, boss. It seemed like it was real urgent that we got that bottle done.
It was, but I would have preferred you woke the guy up and made a deal with him before you started using his stuff. That was a hefty tip I just gave him, too. Not just the amount that you used. So he got quite a profit off of this one. Don't let me down in the future. It's expensive.
Yes, sir.
I glare.
Wow.
At this point, what? I don't know.
At this point, a town crier will come along. It is morning. He's making his morning announcements to all that can hear. Hear ye, hear ye. The heads of the factions in Delgar are meeting with any concerned citizens, any influential citizens, who may have any sort of solution for this merperson problem. That is all. And Absentia has a sale on dwarven sausages. They're on sale because they were slightly spoilt and can no longer be served. But he will sell them.
Mm-hmm.
That is all. You hear him further down the street. Hear ye, hear ye.
Yeah. The gnomes get over their um, blustery, apologetic nature and immediately tug on Bertok and say, "Hey, we want sausages. Hey!" And immediately 3 of them run up the street after the town crier, not actually knowing where they're going, but figuring they'll find it eventually. Yeah.
Adrian,
Yes.
what are you doing? What are you up to? You have joined the crew.
Right. I have also no place to actually sleep in the. Can we go to the shop map? Because I'm thinking
Yeah.
she wants to go inside and kind of scope the place out and see if she can figure out where to make her abode. And figured that maybe on the same floor as Agatha, there's another room over, and she'll knock on the door of Agatha's room and say, "Hey, I'm new here. Bertok signed me on. Is there a chance I could claim this room across the way?"
That one is captain's room, actually, unfortunately.
Oh. I'm sorry. Um, she will head back down the stairs and realize, oh, there's four rooms on this level. I could claim one of those.
I gotta put characters on this map. Sorry. Rainbow, Ivan, there's Bertok.
Hi, Bertok. Go into your room. Go to your room.
Huge. Bertok. Chrome, you horrible Chrome.
Oh, is it bad? Well, it's kind of bad.
Yeah. Man, it's horrible. Okay, did I put Rainbow there? Good, okay. Rainbow. Then Adrian. There's Adrian. Okay.
Adrian.
I feel my guts is small.
That's about the right size, though.
Yeah. Surprisingly. Okay, you can control those ones?
Yeah, Bertok and Adrian I both have control of. I don't have resize, though.
So. Oh, Lord. My guts. It's being so slow. Okay. Why is it being so bad? I'm gonna refresh.
Okay.
Okay, so look better. Come on. Sheesh. No. On 2 resize Bertok. Get down there, you little half. There we go. okay. He's a little bigger than life, but we can deal with that.
All right. Yeah, I'll fix him later. But he will not be coming up at the moment. Instead, he will be still outside, taking care of the bottle.
Ooh, okay.
In fact, he will be off, rolling his eyes at the gnomes and saying, "You guys keep that thing in there. I'll be back." And he heads off to the lumberjack, the lumber mill that has stuck a gigantic cork outside the building, which is leaning against the wall there. He'll roll his eyes. Forgot this. And I'll go in, make sure there's a receipt for it, make sure it's all paid for, and then drag it behind me by a chain stuck into the top of it.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, Adrian is scoping out rooms and will talk to Agatha up in hers for a while, asking about the crew, that kind of thing.
All right.
And sort of covertly, like, figuring out how she can claim a space in here.
Okie dokie. Yeah, communicating with Agatha. She's going to learn that it's been it's been quite some time since the ship has actually sailed anywhere, but the gnomes are goofy, but they're fairly loyal.
As I have found, yeah.
Yeah. There's also a goblin cook who is fairly trustworthy for a goblin, and a navigator. That's pretty much the airship crew. And then in the tower, there is sometimes you'll hear explosions. That's a gas drag up on the level above us. And there's Herbert, our trusted butler / storekeeper.
Yeah, I met him already, and I asked a few questions, and he seemed friendly enough, I guess.
And, well, since you are part of the crew, I think you could borrow one or two of our items if they're not selling very well.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. At this point, I think I'm fairly well equipped. But if I find anything that I need, I'll ask.
Okay. You guys will hear the ding of the shop door open downstairs, and Herbert welcoming someone to the shop.
Yeah. And I will keep listening.
He will. You'll hear the guy and Herbert talking. The person that walked in will say, "I was fishing the other day and I found this in me net. It's obviously magical. Watch." And you'll hear a voice start to play from downstairs. You can't quite make out what it's saying, but when the recording comes to an end, Herbert will say, "Yes, that is very, very magical. Obviously, yes." And then they'll haggle back and forth over price. And the man will leave satisfied
Hmm.
with his bargaining skills, and Herbert will put the item into a shelf.
Okay. I will be sitting there with Agatha, and I'll kind of glance over. Is that normal? I thought we went and saw our own. We. I thought we would be finding our own items sometimes. Or I guess that's normal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we
Yeah.
yeah, we
Interesting
do
decorators you get in here.
we do offer to buy interesting items so we can sell them for higher prices. So
Hmm.
it,
Okay.
it helps keep the shop in business. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
Herbert will make his slow way up the stairs. Hello, Miss Adrian.
Oh, hello, I say, dodging to the side and letting him by. Where are you going? What's happening?
He holds up a like a 6 inch across crystal orb, and he says, "I'm getting this analyzed by Mr. Gastrag up on the
Ah,
next floor." Uh,
you mind if I come watch?
um,
I, I,
sure,
I, I have some experience with these kinds of things myself. Maybe we can look it over together.
sure, come along up the steps. Too many steps in this place.
Yep. Hmm.
He finally gets all the way up to the level that Gastrag has kind of fitted out as a laboratory and magical ritual place. Um, he hands it over to Gastrag and says that
Oh, man.
someone dropped this off in the shop and it's obviously magical,
Hmm.
but I'm not sure what properties it has. So, would you care to analyze it, Mr. Gastrag? And Gastrag will. Ugh, I am lagging so horribly.
Hmm.
Yeah, let me close Discord,
Okay.
and then I'll close my other tabby here. In Chromium. Stupid Chromium. And I'm gonna refresh real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not actually seeing you moving it, Adrian.
Really?
Yeah.
Better?
Um, yeah, you're about halfway down that yellow line.
Yellow line?
The things that you did with the spacebar.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
That's crazy. Do you want to just switch back over to Firefox? Because I think I'm okay with that if you want to just take a minute and do that.
Is that gonna mess up your recording?
No, no.
Okay. Sure, let's do that then.
Okay. Hmm. Besides, I have this.
Hello again.
Hi. Yay.
This is much better.
Well, good.
Oh, I'm also zoomed in further. That helps. Maybe that's what it was. It had to calculate all the movement of all the things rather than just a small fraction of it.
Ah, maybe.
Interesting. Okay. Gastrag will cast Detect Magic on that sphere. And it is indeed magical. It, um, and since this is, in some sense, Gastrag's ritual space, he will begin a more complex ritual to try and determine what exactly this thing. Oh no. He has a move. He has a move. When you have time and safety with the magic item, you can ask the GM what it does. Okay. Oh, great and wise GM, what does this thing do?
Maybe I can
Okay.
help with that, Adrian says, walking up.
By all means.
Let me see what it does. I'm going to examine the magical item closely, and when I have time and safety with the item, I will ask the GM. Oh, great and powerful GM, what does this magical item do?
You don't technically have that move, Adrian, but
I know.
maybe Gastrad is sort of talking you through how it goes. Okay. Yeah, this is a cool item. This is a recorder, or a recording crystal for another magical artifact. But this thing holds within it a recording of a event it has witnessed.
Cool.
And this particular thing, examining it closely, you can see like a maker's mark on it, and it is made by Dravos Attenborough.
Ooh, interesting name. Does Adrian know this name from her schooling?
Yes, she probably would have. Yes.
Does Gastrag know this name?
Yes, he does as well.
They will share knowing glances. And Adrian will smile slightly.
Ah, the great Dravos Attenborough. Amazing. I wonder what it has recorded on it.
Do we know how it... Do we have any skills in which to figure it out?
I think it plays just by touch. Let's see. Boop. Yeah, you touch it.
I touch it. Touch.
Yay! A voiceover will play as within the gem an image of a huge leviathan swimming in the ocean will show. Here we are on world number 167, where we can see a beautiful leviathan swimming through the ocean, searching for its prey. The scene will blur momentarily. And here is a pack of mer people swimming away with one little human captive. They don't know that the Leviathan is sensing their presence. The Leviathan approaches. Will they get away in time? Oh, they have scattered. They noticed the Leviathan. They've scattered.
The
Oh,
chase
but the human got
ensues.
away.
The Leviathan sweeps its long, sinuous tail through the water. It spies a weaker, more helpless merperson. Immediately, it catches up. Within seconds, it's done. Blood taints the water. The rest of the merfolk go about their business, seemingly unfazed by the event, and recovering quickly. Their previous task of drowning the poor hapless humans resumes, and within moments, the human is dead.
The human swims to the surface. The Leviathan right after him. And oh, look at the majestic sweep of the Leviathan as it smashes that boat to pieces. Oh, it is so majestic. Oh,
Man.
it eats all the humans. How lovely. Oh no. Wait, now it is seeing us. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Run away. Run away. And then the recording ends. Yay! Cool. Is that one of the metal things?
It is.
Neat. Cool.
It is the Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, cool. So the recording ends with the voice of Dravos saying, "Oh no, it sees us," and then
Dravos Attenborough.
Dravos at the mother.
Oh boy. Adrian snaps out of the reverie of watching TV on such an arcane device. Her eyes wide as she considers it for a moment. Wow, I wonder if there are other orbs like this that we can play back. I'm quite enjoying this.
Gastrag will give a nod and say, "Yes, Dravos is very popular, and his collection of recordings on the various monsters in the world are quite renowned."
Sounds like it. I obviously have heard of him. Obviously. Whoa, I just dropped something on the floor. I'm about to drop the last one.
Oh no. Gastrag will ponder the orb for a moment and say, "I wonder if we should give it back to him."
No, he gave it to us. We bought it. I overheard the butler, Herbert, downstairs. They'd made a square deal. It's ours now.
That's true. No, no, no. I mean, back to Dravos.
No, it's ours now. We bought it. Besides, who knows where Dravos is? He's always off on some adventure.
That's true.
It's impossible to trace him.
That's true. But it's possible to get in contact with him. Gastrad will be all excited and pull down a book from his bookshelf. "See," he says. He turns to the back of the book, where it says that to get in contact with Dravos Attenborough.
Call this
Get
number at the
together.
bottom of your screen.
Get together a ton of animal flesh and run around it shouting, Dravos Attenborough, Dravos Attenborough, Dravos Attenborough.
Stare into the... On the 31st of every October, you may stare into the mirror and say the name Dravos Attenborough, and he will appear.
Gastrad will stroke the book lovingly. I've always wanted to meet him.
Well, maybe we can. Maybe we can summon him, Adrian says. We are, after all, both wizards. And possibly 2 wizards may be able to accomplish what one can't.
Oh, that is a very interesting idea. Yes.
I pull out a black creature card. It is a ghost-lit stalker.
Do you guys want to try and do a ritual to summon Dravos Attenborough?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That sounds extremely fun. I get a wild look in my eye, and I grab the book from Gastrag's hands, and I run down the tower, trampling and thundering through the halls. Agatha yells, "Slow down, you're gonna break something," as I thunder through and down to the basement. I dash through the curtain of the bathroom. Then, realizing there's no mirror in here, I push back out and look around. And then I push back in and realize that the water in the toilet's good enough. I open the book. I stare into the mirror-like surface of the water in the toilet and yell and say very slowly, "Dravos Attenborough, Dravos Attenborough, Dravos Attenborough." Then I realized the book demanded that I run around in a circle and yell it, in which case I have done this ritual horribly wrong, and the ghost of Dravos Attenborough erupts out of the toilet and says, "You summoned the ghost of Dravos Attenborough. He's having a bad dream right now. Please call again later." And it will flicker out of view.
La-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. What is this? Hey, poof.
Gastrag will arrive moments later, huffing and puffing out of breath. Why is there a unicorn?
There will be a poof of blue smoke and a black kitten riding a white plushy unicorn will appear. It will peer around.
Adrian will squeak in surprise and slam against the stone wall of the basement in more surprise. I'm going to make a defy danger against wisdom.
Do you mean to spout lore?
No,
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can maintain my stoic figure
Okay.
in spite of
You
this
do.
cuteness that just appears in front of me. And I manage to. Although for a split second my gaze softens and I'm like, "Oh, no. What is this?" I exclaim.
The kitten will peer around and, not seeing a literal ton of food, um, will float over to Adrian and say, "To make a contribution to Dravos Attenborough, or to speak to him, get together 1 ton of food." And then the kitten will poof away. Poof.
Uh, uh. I have no idea what's happening, so I will just blink my eyes, heave a great sigh, and believe that that just didn't happen. And instead, we'll head back up the stairs, meeting Gasdrag halfway up, as he huffs and puffs and tries to make his way down the stairs. "Making me run these stairs is hell, I tells ya," he says.
I wonder if those gnomes could put together some kind of a contraption to move things up and down. Yeah. Did you summon it? What happened?
"Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did, but he didn't come. Instead, a cat riding a unicorn came and said we have to pay tribute before he'll show up. Apparently, an entire 2,000 pounds of food are required to summon Dravos Attenborough." So saith the kitten.
So saith the kitten. Gastrad will say, "Fine. Bertok!"
Bertok isn't back yet from the cork place. No, he is. At this point, he is. But he and the gnomes are outside hammering the cork down onto the bottle.
Okay. Gastrad.
Tink, 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 tink. There we go.
Hey.
Howdy. Gastrag's doing something? I don't know.
Actually, he's gonna say, "Hey, Bertok, yeah, do we have enough gold at the moment to buy like, 2,000-ish pounds of food? We need it."
Bertok glances into the shop at Gastrag and says, "Why the hell do you need 2,000 pounds of food? You're not big enough already?"
That was Rolo. I'm slim as a stick.
Is Rolo holding something of ours hostage?
No. There's a ritual that lets us summon Dravos Attenborough.
Who's Dravos Attenborough?
He's an awesome guy. He does he travels around the world and documents monsters.
I'm not convinced. I don't know about this guy. I say no. Unless you can find a cheap source of food. It's all on you. If you want to buy 2,000 pounds of food, you find your warehouse. You find something to store it in. You find the place to get it.
Alright.
At which point, Adrian comes up with an idea.
Ooh.
She whispers to Gasdrag, "That mermaid is a shapeshifter. If we could convince it to turn into a blue whale, we could and then, I don't know, cast a spell to pacify it and make it look like it's dead. Is this possible?"
Okay, you can try it.
Will Gasdrag go along with this plan?
Gastrag is evil. He will go along with it. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Bertok, Adrian says. What?
Wait.
Bertok says.
You guys just got the mermaid in the bottle, though.
Right. We need to do something. What? We need to borrow the mermaid. Why? A thing? No. Adrian suddenly remembers her loyalty to Lady Blackadder and feels it is not prudent at this time to try this. She turns and mouths a sorry to Gasdrag.
You guys can, since 2,000 pounds of food is not a common thing. You guys can try to make a supply move, which will help you search among the merchants here for something like that.
At some point, Adrian will think, is this even worthwhile? No, that really isn't. We're on a mission here. I have to get aboard that ship, and I have to look it over. And I have to make an excuse to get on board that ship. We're not going to get any excuses to go sailing if we keep chasing rabbits like this. All of this occurring in her head.
Okay.
Keep it in the back of your mind, though, because I like this idea.
Wow. Okay. So,
If at some point we come across a 1-ton Leviathan and we manage to kill it, I will confer with Gasdrag and say we should always keep this book available because we really want to meet Dragos Attenborough. I realize that it's just not a good time. But if we're out if we're out at sea and we come across something and we manage to take it down, we'll immediately recite it and we'll immediately give the corpse up as an offering to this cat that I saw.
alright. Alright. Towards evening, presumably the meeting that the town crier was announcing is over. And there will be a knock, knock, knock upon the tower door.
Yeah. Bertok will push the door open a crack and glance out. Then unlock it and open it fully, standing there resolutely, saying, "How may I help you?"
It is Lady Blackadder and two of her bodyguards.
"Ah, my lady," I say, and step to the side to allow her entrance.
She and her bodyguards sweep in.
Adrian will be coming down the stairs at this point and see Lady That's a huge bodyguard.
Mundo and Fortuna. And I need to get Lady Blackadder, but she's somewhere. Lady Blackadder is once again wrapped up in her concealing cloak, but you can see her features, so you know it's her.
Okay.
She is clearly annoyed, and says that the stupid council wants whoever has the eye to return it to the mer people, and then all of our troubles will be over. And I say that's not an option.
And Bertok will say, "Are these?" Bertok will glance to the bodyguards and then say, "Is it an option to use it?" His intention being to say, "Can you just magic up a couple things to convince the city otherwise? Perhaps it's time to open up with the idea that the eye can create things from nothing." Other such things like this.
That is an interesting idea. It could produce, say, a ship. So we could have an instant armada of ships. I don't know how useful that is against. Well, it would be somewhat useful. Against the mer people. It'd be more interesting if we could create, like, leviathans under our control, which was what the clerics of the Temple of the Deep wanted to do, but they admitted that the leviathans would not always be under their control, and would not be available for ever.
Right.
They would dissipate after several days, so that's not an option either.
No, we don't want anything that'll potentially kick back to us, I say. Yeah. Adrian manages to overhear much of this and will look in curiously as she listens to the conversation. A little confused. Does she know about the orb? The Proteus?
She knows something about the orb, but not the overall goal of making airships for the whole city.
Okay. I know what to do. I kind of know what to do anyway. Defy danger. Yeah. Bertok rattles on, unfazed, unheedingly, into, well, why don't This is a crazy idea, but why don't we just destroy the merfolk in the first place? This is the problem. We keep trying to fix it, and they keep attacking. We're not willing to give it up. I mean,
I'm sorry. What was the idea?
my idea is, why don't we just create a doomsday device and destroy their city in the first place? Let's just do away with them completely. And as in terms of doomsday device, I'm thinking, why don't we just create a gigantic concrete block right above their city, above the ocean, and let it sink, and just squish the entire whole of them.
uh, because according to our reports, there are three mer cities in different locations, and all three of them have been roused up and are ready to go to war with us.
But isn't the Proteus supposed to be all powerful? Why not just make 3 concrete blocks in 3 different places? I mean,
Um, right. I didn't think this through.
it's fine. Lady Blackadder seems to be a reasonable sort, and I would guess that she cares more about her political standing than she does about just outright revenge, as Bertok does. So I would imagine she would say, no, this is a terrible idea. If it fails, if anything goes wrong, we absolutely will have full-out war on our hands, and you will be left holding the bag on it. Because I won't take the fall. I won't have anything to do with that. That's way too much of a risk. Bertok will finally realize the folly of his idea and sink into a chair, shake his head. And then we'll turn and notice Adrian standing there, wide-eyed, and say, "Oh, have I introduced you to Adrian? She came aboard this morning, actually. Yeah, we had a little bit of a scuffle with our prisoner outside, and she has lended us her assistance, and I think I would love her on my crew. So, yeah, 2 wizards are better than 1. I always say."
Lady Blackadder will say, "Yes, this is actually my niece."
Oh, did he know about this? Was that in the letter?
I don't know that Adrian actually shared the letter to anybody.
Adrian will look sheepish suddenly and says, and rushes over and apologetically, with an apologetic look to Lady Blackadder, will hand Bertok a letter out of her pocket, a huge blush rushing into her cheeks as she backs away and avoids the glance of Lady Blackadder herself. Bertok will flip the letter open and scan across its contents. "Oh, I see," he says slowly. "Well, no matter. You've obviously proven your worth already. I was going to hire you anyway. I suppose there was really no need for this letter as such. But it does help. I mean, now I know you have some contacts and references." Adrian will cast a worried glance toward Lady Blackadder to see if she's in trouble or not.
Lady Blackadder will have a frown on her face as she shakes her head at Adrian. I wrote that letter to help you, you goof.
I'm sorry, Auntie. Auntie.
You said you had a merfolk prisoner. That is actually very helpful.
Didn't you
I
see it
wonder
outside?
if
Yeah, we have it.
yes, yes, she would. Perhaps we can question the merperson as to what sort of thing we could do to get these mer people to not wage war upon us.
Bertok will sigh. I think the only thing they'll accept is the Proteus. That's the problem.
Mm.
And if we're not willing to give that up, then we have to deal with it a different way.
Such as wiping them out.
Well, that's my solution, he says. Maybe your niece, he glances at Adrian, has another idea. Adrian glances up at the sound of her name, still a little flustered from having forgotten the letter. Thinks it through for a moment, and then says, well, what about a forgery? Bertok asks, what do you mean by this? Well, they obviously want something. Why not create a copy and give that to them? Would they know it was a copy?
Probably. Eventually.
Eventually, but by that time we should be able to be a dominant world. No, that's stupid. But by that time we should be, well, easily, we should be easily capable of defending ourselves. It'll basically buy us time to get the city's defenses in order.
Lady Blackadder will say that they would probably know a forgery in enough time that we're pretty much where we are right now. Um, I would like to, if possible, hire the crew of the Nautilus to go out there, wave a white flag, do whatever, kiss their scaly tails, um, and try to find out if there's anything at all they need more than the Proteus, more than this eyeball from their stolen, fallen, dead fish god.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I see. Yeah, thinking about it, he would think, well, the last time we were there, we almost died trying to escape that place. They were after us so fast. There's 2 other cities. We could go scout them first, see if there's any hint of anything. I'm sure they would recognize if we showed up at that particular city. But if we could visit the other 2, he will look up finally and say, that's an agreeable solution. I think we'd be up for that. Adrian will cast Blackadder just a slight smile. But avoid eye
she will
contact.
give a wink. She will give a wink back to you, Adrian.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Um, yeah. Well, it's been way too long since we were out. I think it's about time anyway, Bertok says, his tone becoming more and more excited at the prospect of getting back out on the seas of air. Yeah.
Lady Blackadder will say that, of course, she will um, extend a letter to um, Absentia to cover your fuel and food expenses
Mm-hmm.
while you are under the employment of her.
Cool. All right. Um,
Take the merperson with you. That might be a good bargaining chip.
oh, I hadn't thought of that. That's a good idea. Okay. Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what is the issue with making a whole bunch of stuff with the Proteus. Hmm.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
Hmm.
I mean, originally we were under the impression that it was going to be like this solve everything device that would basically end any sort of world hunger thing. But we're finding out that it takes a
Ah,
lot more and it's a lot more dangerous and hard to handle. You risk tainting yourself, you risk deforming all these things in the process of using it.
might true. Right, because to actually form it into any kind of usable shape, you need. Yeah, Lady Blackadder will say that despite the efforts of her researches and the wizards volunteered by the Tower of Gelingul, that to make an actual shape out of it, of a particular substance, it takes a lot of mental energy, and the quite a few quite a few wizards were actually burned up by trying to make objects bigger than a certain size. So um,
Hmm.
it is unfortunately not as simple as we had originally thought.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I still think my goal is attainable, though. But it's just
Okay.
going to be more complex than we first thought.
Yep. Yep.
By the way, Captain Bertok, any chance I could I could have a look see at the Nautilus?
Uh, I give a smile and wag my finger and say, I know what you're after. Maybe someday. I don't know. Probably not soon enough for you, though. Behind Bertok's
She
back, Adrian will give another wink.
uh, she will she will scowl and um, say that if you had actually given us those plans the first time I asked, we would not be in any kind of threat from those mer people.
Mm-hmm. I know. I know. What you gonna do, though?
She unfortunately does need you guys to investigate the mer people.
Yeah.
So she's gonna do nothing about it at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, I've just suddenly hit a wall. Starting to get drowsy again.
No.
It's my way. Like,
You gotta go somewhere?
yeah, I do have my usual Saturday night stuff, but it's not for a little while anyway. Not for like another 2 hours or so.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of running out of ideas as far as what to do here.
Okay. We can pause here.
I think it's a good idea anyway, because we are looking at like almost 2 hours of actual
Right.
gameplay.
Right. Alrighty. Well, let's run through the end of session real quick.